from our Tasmanian headquarters, this is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening and welcome to Southern Cross News. Fire crews are tonight continuing to battle a vegetation fire in the Mount Roland Regional Reserve at Gowrie Park. The fire is on private land and has burnt through 30 hectares since it was detected yesterday afternoon. It's believed to have spread from a fire that was lit without a permit. Tasmanians are being advised there may be visible smoke and fire activity within the area for some time. Those with medical conditions are urged to have a personal plan for avoiding the smoke. Tasmanians have voiced their frustrations today over the state government's decision to approve helicopter access to a standing camp at Halls Island. The group behind the Civic Square rally says it's not anti-development, but fears 120 chopper flights will affect the serenity of the area in the Walls of Jerusalem National Park.
It's a remote part of the world and this crowd wants it to stay that way.
120 helicopter flights into core wilderness just does not fit. And the experience of all the other users in the area is going to be diminished greatly by this intrusion.
The group says it feels it's been ignored during the government's approval process of a fly-in, fly-out luxury standing camp in the remote Central Highlands.
This operation is not a big operation. It doesn't justify the damage that it's doing.
The government didn't attend today's event but says it's always looking to add value to Tasmania's reputation as a first-class visitor destination. The company behind the development assures the public it's a small-scale project which will avoid significant impacts on other users and the environment. But those present say they'll remain angry.
And it sets a precedent, especially to the government at the moment, that they think they can get away with turning the wilderness areas into a commercial product.
I'm just not very happy about it, so I'll be emailing politicians and the Central Midlands Council about it.
Organisers say today's turnout here exceeded expectations and it will now turn its focus to organising further rallies across the state.
The momentum's really gained, so we're really proud of the Tasmanian people for standing up for our World Heritage Area.
Jessie Gilmore, Southern Cross News.
The seafaring traditions of the Derwent River have been celebrated with a festival at Bellerive. A demonstration from the Westpac rescue helicopter added to the entertainment. Nippers picking up rubbish and crews in heritage boats also took to the water.
Every year it's about celebrating the Derwent and this beautiful river estuary that we live on. And this year in particular there's a theme about keeping it clean and keeping it safe.
On land, some salty characters kept the kids entertained for the Seafarers festival, while the adults wined and dined. As council elections near their end, there are calls to make voting compulsory. Ballots are due back by 10 a.m. on Tuesday, but only 53% of those enrolled have returned their votes. Labor says, like state and federal elections, it should be compulsory, and those who fail to vote should be treated with the same, with potential for fines.
We think it should be consistent with other tiers of government. That is nothing new. It is something that I think people are aware of, and to ensure that the vast majority of people have a say who their local leadership is in their local community.
The Local Government Association doesn't support compulsory voting, with concerns about an increase of party politics and enforcement costs. Tasmania's Encore theatre company is celebrating a decade of performances with an all-time favourite, The Sound of Music. Rehearsing for 5 months, the cast of 50 includes children as young as 7.
The opportunity for them to learn new skills from experienced performers and of course seeing all the elements come together.
The musical will run at the Princess Theatre from November 2nd until the 17th. A Tasmanian mother is leaving a legacy in honour of the premature baby she lost last year. With her partner, friends and family rallying around her, Team Nate has raised thousands of dollars to help others in similar situations.
Releasing doves this morning, Ashley and Aaron paid tribute to the little angels lost. One of those, their boy Nate, who arrived last year.
We had our son born early at 27 weeks and he passed away 4 months later, so we thought we'd come and do it for him.
Team Nate has raised more than $13,000 in his honour, leading the charge today at the Walk for Prems event.
You never think you're going to be in this situation, and then when you are, it makes you want to get word out that it can happen, and then it does happen.
So it helps the families that are in hospitals with Prems, gives them support to their families. So today, we'll be fundraising.
Today, a chance for families to come together who've had experiences with early arrivals. Twins Lily and Henry were born 10 weeks early and spent more than 2 months in hospital.
Initially it's very scary to see them. They were whipped away from us straight away. We didn't get to have that first cuddle that you dream about, but yeah, as time went on they slowly got stronger and bigger. And
it's quite hard because we don't get to see them at first. It was especially hard for me and Zoe because we didn't have our mum and dad staying with us.
More than 100 supporters taking part in the walk today, including those on the front line of care at the Royal Hobart's neonatal ward.
So we get all babies under 32 up to 34 weeks from around the state, and any other baby that needs, intensive care. So yeah, it's really important. We have about 450 admissions a year.
Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
After an ideal start with the ball, the Tasmanian Tigers attack was plagued by the hitting power of Sean Marsh and Hilton Cartwright in Perth overnight. The pair were unstoppable at the crease on day 3 of their Sheffield Shield clash to give the home side an early victory. With WA needing 192 runs and Tasmania needing 10 wickets, Gabe Bell struck early.
Edged and straight to third slip, and there's the breakthrough for Tasmania.
And when Jackson Bird ended Josh Philippet's innings on the very next ball, an unlikely Tigers victory all of a sudden looked well within reach.
Inside edge and through to the keeper, and another wicket's gone down.
But Warriors danger man Sean Marsh wouldn't prove so easy a task for the Tigers attack.
Full again, and drives to Sean Marsh for back-to-back boundaries. Didn't learn from the first ball, Gabe Bell.
Hilton Cartwright soon found some form as Tasmania's pacemen struggled to find an answer for the pair. Marsh soon had 50 and the Warriors were back in the box seat.
Down the ground for 4, delightful shot. Sean Marsh at his very best.
Cartwright notching up his own half-ton a short time later as the match slipped further from the Tigers' grasp.
Rogers delivers a short ball here and rocking back and hitting it hard and hitting it well for 4 is Cartwright.
Marsh helping to put the finishing touches on the innings before falling just 2 runs shy of his century, with WA cruising home for the 7-wicket win. The Tigers take on New South Wales and Sydney next on November 5. A record number of entrants have wrapped up 2 fierce days of competition, with more than 300 students from around the state taking part in this year's Tasmanian All Schools track and field event.
We've worked really hard to engage with our school network and communities, and we're very lucky that they see this as a terrific event for the schools and for students to participate.
The weekend also saw more young para-athletes competing than ever before, including Commonwealth Games para-sprinter Sam Walker. Those selected in the state team will travel to Cairns in December for the All-Australian Schools event. And finally in sport, the Tassie Tigers have claimed the bronze medal in an action-packed day of Australian Hockey League finals on the Gold Coast. The Tigers controlled play for most of the match against the Canberra Lakers, with Kieran Arthur eventually converting on the scoreboard. Some impressive work in defence was enough to curb a late surge from the Lakers as the Tigers held their nerve to claim the 1-0 win.
Good evening. It was a great day for being outdoors in Launceston today, with a sunny 18 degrees reached there, being the state's high. Hobart reached 15 degrees, Burnie 17 and just 14 for Devonport. 17 for Friendly Beaches and Ooze today, Strahan and St Helens both 15. 14 for King, Flinders and Maria Islands, along with Smithton and Low Head. Lyweenie 11 after a cold start of -3 and 8 degrees for the Harts Mountains. Low-level cloud is seen streaming into the west and far south, with mostly clear skies elsewhere. That low-level cloud is also over Victoria and eastern New South Wales, associated with a cool southerly airstream. Patchy low-level cloud is over southern parts of Western Australia. A cloud band with isolated thunderstorms is over Central Australia, and that is associated with an upper-level trough that sits over WA. Tomorrow, a high centre is moving over Bass Strait, extending over the southern mainland, while the broad trough dominates the north. A look at coastal waters now. South to southwesterly winds, mainly 10 to 20 knots, 30 knots about the southeast, becoming variable below 15 knots during the morning, tending northwest to northeasterly 10 to 20 knots in the evening. There is a strong wind warning for southeastern coastal waters, and also a frost warning is issued for the Midlands district. Tomorrow in Hobart, a mostly sunny 17, 15 at Dover with a light shower or two, and Ooze expecting 20 degrees, mostly sunny there. Sunny in Launceston, 19, a sunny day also for Devonport and Scottsdale, 17. Burnie and Stanley both a sunny 16, Strawn a light morning shower or two, 17. Sunny in the east, 16 for St Helens, 17 at Swansea and 18 for Ross after an early frost. The UV is mostly 7 and 8s across the state. Looking ahead to Tuesday now, showers developing about the south and west, otherwise fine. Wednesday, showers contracting to the northeast from late morning, and Thursday, showers in the northwest extending statewide during the morning. A mostly sunny day across the mainland tomorrow, apart from Brisbane and Cairns with a shower or two.
Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week. Good night.